Welcome back to the Mother's Polished Car Show series from the SEMA show. Once again, here's Griff Allen.
Now, if you look at the history of road racing, you're going to find the Mini Cooper here as a very, very nice little car. Handles very, very well. And as BMW rebore them, and as a lot of people go out there and have a lot of creativity to give them a lot of good style, as well as a whole lot of horsepower, we found this one here that really set us off here. Now, George, come on in here. First of all, I'm looking at a lot of interior trim, looking at some gauges, custom seats, and then also we talked about we saw the door here. What have you done to this thing?
Basically everything, a little bit of the interior, a little bit of the exterior, and a lot of the engine. And suspension work and brakes, tires, wheels, you name it, pretty much everything.
And you want to talk about engineering marvels. Let me go ahead and open this up and show you just how tight a package this is. And believe it or not, crammed in there is a supercharger. There's one stock, but apparently you went a little further.
That's correct. We found that the stock supercharger essentially did not create enough boost for our purposes. And so what we did was we essentially replaced it with a different type of supercharger, which allows us to create much more boost.
All right, and with that, you got to do a little bit of cooling. So the intercooler up here, and then out the front there, you actually were able to slide in the heat exchangers.
That's right. So essentially, we have a water-to-air intercooler on the system right now, which allows us to achieve much greater temperature reduction with the higher boost levels, which essentially generates much more power.
All right, take a look at the shock mounts, the towers here, adjustable camber. How important is that with this car?
It depends on what you're doing. If you're taking the car to the racetrack, which people do quite often with these vehicles, you're going to want to essentially increase camber in the front of the vehicle to allow it basically to handle better on the racetrack. And then when you head home after your track day at your local track, you want to set it back to the stock settings for tire wear and typical road handling purposes.
All right, you got that front and back, and what you also got here is a whole lot of fun in a nice little package. You see them on the road, look for the hood scoop. That's the S, that's the distinction. That means that this one is just a little bit more fun than the one that's exceptionally fun to begin with.
Time now for the Summit